I imagine he received a suitcase full of money and decided to take it. Because of her, she faces the most dangerous criminal in the world, so what will you do? Pai status. Will you give up and hand over the bag? Or you will resist and fight the criminal or take the money? This is what we will know in a movie. Country for Waldman. The film begins in Terrell County, and a police named Wendell, and he is candy transporting a criminal named Anton. He got into the car and found a strange oxygen cylinder. Or Wendell took the cylinder and left it in the car. Or Anton reached the center, and there's Wendell Candy talking, and boss, his money. Fantone took advantage. Or he hit policeman Wendell from behind and choked him with clingbacks. He's completely finished. Then he took the cylinder and escaped from prison in Wendell's car. He stood in the middle of the road and let the owner of the car in front of him go down. He killed him with an oxygen cylinder. On Mod, he takes his car, and now we see a man named Lowell. He was hunting a deer with a gun, his money. He estimated he was aiming successfully. But despite this, he is a gazelle that escaped. First of all, he followed the traces of the gazelle's blood, but he was surprised when he saw cars. He stopped it in the middle of the forest, and when it came close, he saw a bunch of bodies lying on the ground. He opened a unit of cars and saw a wounded man. But he's awake after him. Even if one day he asked him and told him about what happened, but this man was out of a country, so the language knows his money. How much can he respond to Lowell? Or Lowell saw the car loaded with contraband. He knew it was a failed drug deal. Or then Lowell will go to a mod that rotates in the forest on something. Ali Mod can deliver the result. He saw a man sitting in the tree or Lowell near him. He was afraid not to attack him, but he found out that this man was dead. And he had a bag. Allwell took the bag and opened it. When he opened, he was shocked when he saw it full of money. He took it and went to his car. Or at night he came home. His wife Carla asked him about the bag and the gun. Allwell told her, "I found them in the woods." And in the middle of the night he remembers something important. He set himself up and decided to get out of the house immediately. And he went to the same place where he found the cars. Opened the car door, the one in which the man was present. But Lowell found out the man was killed. And Hannah is the one who saw the gang's cars, and they are coming towards them. But they saw him and kept following him until he reached the river. He entered the river. The dog is inclined. The gang entered and saw him directly, and he kept catching up with him. He quickly came out of the second, and his gun came out and killed the dog. After Halo come home, and he said to Corla, "You have to go to the Odessa, and you must stay with your mother this period, because when the morning becomes, the municipality will receive my car on this website, and they are going to Hanana. That's why take your stuff and leave the house immediately. Or then we see the gang and they bring you to the car site." And they saw him a car for Loyal, or assigned him the task of searching for him on Mode. They take the money from him, and they folded the Anton, a device linked to the bag he took for Loyoli. Or take a gun from the ground and kill them on Mode. He throws the bag to God or takes the money he wants. When morning arrived, Station Sheriff Tom and Police Winston arrived. They got to the car park and found Lowell's car there. And Tom knew her. Wayne Tom told him, "You think Lowell is a drug trafficker?" Tom told him that I didn't think he was related to these things. And at this time you are going home, Willa. He opened the door through his oxygen tube. It's a roll at home and it's empty. He went to the person in charge of the complex and he asked her about Lowell. She told him he was going to work. And Anton asked her about Lowell's workplace, and she told him I couldn't give people's information. Who live with me. Fantone accepts the situation and leaves it and goes, and then Lowell took Carla to the bus, or she was so scared. Or Lowell told her that I will come back and see you and our situation will change. That's why you never worry about me. And then Tom and Stan got home to Joel. And they saw the lock broken in a strange way. When they searched the house, they knew it was you. Hanana was upset because they didn't catch him. Or then Luella went to rent a room or a very cheap hotel. And he hid the bag, the air conditioner hole or after. He got out of the hotel and bought new shoes. When he came back at night, he saw a car parked at the hotel. And he noticed that the curtain of his room was open even though he closed it. Before it comes out, he asked the taxi driver to take the hotel again. Or the next day, Winston and Tom, they knew the medical report confirmed that the man who killed Anton, he stole his car. He doesn't have any bullet in his head, and they were surprised by the method of killing that Anton carried out. After Hallowell, he went and bought a weapon in a tent and returned to the hotel. He asked the employee to give him the room, the one in the row of his room that he rented yesterday or after. Anton was Dusuk on the street, and he was near the hotel. Who was sitting with him? Lowell with this. The device attached to the bag has become a signal. When he reached Lowell's room, the device seemed to give a strong signal, so Anton went and rented the room in the row of Lowell's room. Fanana, he entered the room and opened. The bag has no money or the oxygen cylinder came out, and in the meantime, Lugel, Kanda pulls the bag he hid with the air conditioner vent. In the moment, Anton took the cylinder and entered the room in the row of his room. He broke the lock or entered the room. But the shock is that the room was the gang again, or that Tun thought they had the bag. He killed them all. He seemed to spin the room on the bag. لكن هنا هو انتبه the air conditioner vent, and when he opened it, he saw a trace of the hole. He knew the bag was Hanana. And then we see Lowell looking out of the hotel. Or he arrived at another hotel and rented a room. And there is the opening of the bag or the roll of it. And the candy device sends a signal. Lowell knew the gang went to the hotel. That's why he brought the weapon, his money, or sat in front of the door of the room. Or suddenly, Anton arrived in the room and broke the lock. Olwell took the bag and escaped the window. As for Anton, he started throwing at him from the net and aiming at him, but Lowell kept running and he saw a car once. Olwell stopped the car and got in it. Suddenly, a driver was killed. Flewell knocked his head off and started driving the car. As for Anton, he kept shooting at him, but he did not aim at him. The car stopped. Flewell suddenly got out of the car and hid behind a unit of cars in Hannah Antonaya. Lowell took advantage, and he came out and started throwing at Anton and shot him with his leg. He escaped immediately. Then Lowell took a car and ran away. And he went down Dempsey in the street and saw a group of young men. Who has a jacket? Because he was cold. He kept walking and saw a garden on the second. And the one who is full of grass. He threw the bag in the garden and went to sleep in the street. And when the morning became healthy to the sound of a band, and they were so sorry, first of all, give them money and tell them that I need a doctor. At this time you stop Yum Pharmacy. He took a little cloth. And he went to the car that parked in front of the pharmacy. And he created it. The fabric came out in the fuel tank. He burned the cloth and entered the pharmacy immediately. The car exploded and everyone got out of the pharmacy. Tony took advantage and stole the cure. Then he went to the hotel and treated his leg. By this time Lowell was in the hospital. Or saw a man sitting in his mouth. And this guy's name is Wells and he's the head of his gang. And he told Woe, you have to give me a bag of money on a mod to protect you from the tomb because he is dangerous and will not leave you alive. Falwell lied to me and told him, I wasted the money, Oles told him. He can go to the Odyssey and can kill your wife. Falwell's was shocked because they don't know where his wife Oles is. He told him you can meet me there. And that time Sheriff Tom met Carla and asked her about Lowell. She told him I didn't know where he was. Autumn tell her that he is involved in you bad people. And they will kill him. That's why if Paige calls, tell him that I will protect him. And then Wells Candy walks on the same bridge that Lulu. He threw the bag from him. He paid attention to the grass or saw the bag or at night. Wells went back to the hotel. Ortoon met him and took him to the room. He was equipped with the weapon. And the one who is the oxygen cylinder, and there is Wells said to him, I found the bag in the grass near the river cleaner. And Anton told him, if it is true, you know her place. I ate it with you, and Wells told him after 20 minutes the bag will be delivered here. Suddenly the landline phone seemed to ring. Van Tun quickly killed Wells with the weapon. He answered the phone. And Hannah, we know that Luio was the one who called. He asked about Wales. Untun said that I know where you are, but I won't come to you because I'm going to go to your wife and kill you. And I will offer you before I go to get me the money. And if you bring me the bag, the money is tilted, I will leave it alive. First, let's nerve or block the phone in his face. On the second day of Allah, they will buy new clothes. He added the river and took the bag. He called Clara and finished the address of a hotel. Or he told her, let's meet there. And I will give you money or let you travel from this country. Or after I finish my work, I will come and see you. Ale, we know that Clara took her mother and went to the hotel. And there she called Sheriff Tom and told him Oh, Luella, and I will tell you where he is. But you have to promise me that you won't hurt him. Fatim told her that I promise you that I will never hurt him, and I just want to protect from the people who are involved with them. And then Luella arrived at the hotel. And after half an hour, Sheriff Tom arrived at the same hotel because Carla gave the address. And he saw the place chaos and a body in the pool. And when he entered, he saw a dead Woe and was thrown on the ground. Or at night, Carla invaded the hotel and found out Lowell was killed. She collapsed and seemed to cry, and after passing 2 days, Carla's mother died because she was sick with cancer. After the funeral, Carla came home sad. and when she entered the room, she didn't see Antundi. He was sitting on the bed. Or Carla told him that I don't have money on Maud to give it to you, and you will not benefit from anything from me if you hurt me or not. Or your husband told her he had a chance to save you, but he chose to save himself. And he came up with metal money for her and threw it and told her, guess what? The one who signed the piece Carla did not accept to guess. Or later, look at Anton looking out of Carla's house. He was selling his shoes. On his modet, he confirmed that he was the one with the blood, which means that he killed Carla. He got in his car and suddenly got a second car. Anton's car was hit. Or are you hurt by the blow? But he got out of the car and sat on the sidewalk. And Hannah came to 2 children and told him that it was us. We got an ambulance and you asked the child to give him the shirt. His money for money. And the child gave him the shirt. Anton tied his hand to the shirt and fled the scene. Or no one needed him. Even though the police looked for him everywhere. Except he was very smart. It is a destiny that moves from one place to another without what is required. As for 2, he decided to retire. And he agreed and his wife that they were taking a trip after the difficult work he faced, because it is not necessary for you at all. And let's be the end of the movie.